The night the messages started multiplying, Jakub Kiwior was in training, kit on, doing what he always does, preparing for the next session, while his phone vibrated with congratulations he couldn't fully accept. A single confident announcement from a well-known transfer reporter set off a chain reaction. Teammates peered at screens, inboxes filled with celebratory notes, and yet the player himself refused to behave as if the move were already done. That hesitation tells you everything about transfer deadlines in modern football. They are theatre, negotiation and emotional pressure all at once. For Kiwior, the move to Porto closed only when contracts and cover matched up. Until then, he was caught between relief and disbelief, between the polite ritual of saying goodbye and the professional caution of waiting for the paperwork. Behind the flash of a headline lies a player choosing to keep his dignity intact until the ink dried. Arsenal, meanwhile, were balancing two urgent needs. They had to make sure their backline wouldn't be exposed by a premature exit, so the club pushed to secure a replacement before sanctioning departures. That strategy is not cold calculation, it's risk management. When a team competes in multiple tournaments, the margin for error is tiny and every transfer has a ripple effect across selection, training and morale. Porto, on the other hand, saw opportunity. They moved for a defender who, while not an automatic starter at Arsenal, brought composure, tactical awareness and the promise of more minutes. For a club that wants to combine stability with fresh energy, signing a player used to elite training environments is a strategic, often last-minute gamble. But what turned a regular transfer into a headline was the way the story leaked into public view. A here-we-go moment from a high-profile reporter can act like a fuse. Agents, clubs and fans respond instantly, and the social pressure can speed or complicate final steps. For the player, those public beats can be disorienting. Congratulations arrive before certainty, teammates ask awkward questions, and a sense of closure is denied until formal confirmation. That dynamic forces us to ask, who owns the narrative of a transfer? The clubs negotiating the contract, the agents shepherding the deal, the journalists reporting it, or the players living it? In Kiwior's case, the human detail is striking. He didn't say goodbye in training because he didn't want to mislead colleagues or manufacture emotion for a story that might still change. That choice reads as quiet professionalism in an age of loud online tropes. It also highlights a broader cultural shift. Deadline day is no longer a closed-room negotiation, it's a public drama. The advantage for clubs like Porto is visibility and momentum. The cost for players can be lost privacy and added psychological strain. Looking ahead, there are practical verdicts to hand out. Arsenal protected their squad by ensuring cover before letting Kiwior depart. Porto gained a potentially steady piece for their rearguard, and Kiwior himself has a fresh chance to play more regularly and rebuild rhythm. But the subtler takeaway is about process. If clubs want smoother transitions, they must manage not just contracts but communications, controlling leaks, timing announcements, and caring for players caught in the crossfire. This story is a compact case study of that new reality. A single tweet-like bulletin can accelerate decisions that affect careers and seasons. So when you see the next Here We Go pop up on your timeline, remember there's often a lot more happening behind the line. Negotiations, human decisions, and sometimes the quiet professionalism of a player who waits to say goodbye until everything is truly finished.